I'm often asked the differences between Almaden and Evergreen. And so today we're going to address that. I've got an expert to help us out. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Theresa Wellman with HomeownerExperience.com, and today we're comparing and contrasting two of the most expensive neighborhoods in San Jose, Almaden Valley and Evergreen. And I have with me a fellow agent, Twee. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, this is Theresa with Interior Real Estate.
Thank you, Twee, for joining me today. Now, Twee is an expert in Evergreen. We've shared clients that are focused in that area. As you know, if you watched my videos before, I live in Almaden Valley. I've been selling real estate over 18 years, and most of my business is in Almaden Valley and the South San Jose areas. So when I get somebody who's very interested in Evergreen or that side of the valley, I call Twee. So today she's going to help us compare and contrast the two areas. I'll share some details about Almaden Valley, and she's going to share the same category of information about Evergreen. The biggest reason that people move to this neighborhood are the schools. The schools are rated really high in both neighborhoods. Now, in Almaden Valley, you're going to find the high schools are all rated an 8+, and all the elementary schools are 7+ or higher, many 8s and 9s. So our popular schools are Leland High School and Pioneer High School. And middle schools, we've got Bret Harte, Castillero, and then there's even a little part of Almaden Valley with Dartmouth Middle School and Lee and Branham High School. So we'll kind of quickly touch on that. And then there's 5 elementary schools, all rated an 8 or higher. So Twee, tell us a little bit about the schools in Evergreen.
So a lot of reason why folks go to Evergreen is pretty much because of the high school ranking. On average, we have 2 popular high school is for Evergreen High, ranking between 8 to 9, depends on, certain year. The second one would be Silver Creek High. That is also up and coming and also very popular, at least 7 to 8 ranking as well. Pretty much 4 to 5 popular elementary school ranking, at least 8 to 9. The most popular one would be Matsumoto Elementary. The second one would be Evergreen Elementary. The third one would be James Franklin Smith. Another one would be Caroline Clark and Silver Oak.
Perfect. Yes. So I mentioned 5, and I would say the top in Almaden Valley would be Williams Elementary. The second, probably Greystone. But again, they're all rated really well. So similar to Evergreen. Let's talk a little bit about the homes, the size and the age in the neighborhoods. In Almaden Valley, most of the homes were built in the 70s, 80s, a few a little bit later than that. The home size ranges from about 1,800 square foot up to about 2,500 square foot for most homes. Now, we do have several homes in the 3,000 square foot range or estates even bigger than that. But, the majority of homes in Almaden are going to be from 1,800 to 2,500. Just starting your home search, viewers often ask me how to start their home search with me. So I'm excited to announce I've just upgraded my website and home search experience. Visit HomeownerExperience.com and click the Search Properties button on the homepage. Now, what about in Evergreen?
So in Evergreen is actually the average age would be 20 to 22 years of age, ranging from 1,500 to even to 4,000 square feet.
Okay.
Price range would be like maybe 1.2 minimum to 4 million. Yeah, the one thing special about Evergreen that I've noticed is that the entry point for price range would be 1.2 to be part of a really good ranking school.
And a single family home?
And a single family home.
So one thing when we were chatting a little bit ago is Twee said there's not a lot of condos or townhomes in Evergreen. Mm-hmm. In Almaden Valley, we do have some options, and there's definitely some entry points in the 900 to 1.2 range, but most of them are going to be townhomes. The single families are a little bit higher price point, and we're seeing most single families selling about $1,000 a square foot here in 2023. What about you? Do you know, Twee?
And on average now, single family home, you're looking at maybe 800 to 900. At the peak, it went even over what? 1,200 per square foot.
Yeah,
right now,
Almaden went over 1,200.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so similar price points, but like you said, maybe a few more entry level properties in Evergreen if you're looking for something smaller. Perfect. Now, one of the biggest questions I get or concerns I get moving south into San Jose is the commute. And I'm sure in Evergreen, you get that asked as well. There are people who commute to Cupertino, Sunnyvale, and further north. That could take about 45 minutes. But one of the huge advantages is there are a lot of corporate buses. Google and Apple have huge routes throughout Almaden Valley, as well as other companies come to 85 in Camden. So you can ride a corporate bus into the office and not have to worry about the commute. Do you have something like that in Evergreen?
Oh, definitely. A lot of my clients work for Google and Apple, and they do have daily buses come to Evergreen. That's about at least 2 or 3 spots. One would be around, I think, Evergreen High. Another one would be around Evergreen Square Village, which is very close to where I live because I am the local resident of Evergreen.
Yeah.
So it is quite popular. And the drive is not bad at all, actually. You just have to know when to leave Evergreen and when to come back.
Yeah.
The commute is not bad. It's an average maybe 40 to 45 minutes max.
Okay, so very similar. Yeah.
Very similar, yes.
Perfect. Now let's talk a little bit about some of the amenities or the culture or environment of the two different areas. So in Almaden Valley, we have an Almaden Community Center and a connected library. There's a lot of activities and classes that happen there, and it's also connected to a park. I know you have something similar in Evergreen as well, right?
We do actually. In Evergreen, we actually have an Evergreen Community Center as well as much newer libraries nearby. We have a weekly farmers market, which is a great neighborhood gathering. We used to have, Music in the Park every Friday night in the summer.
Yeah, so did Almaden pre-COVID, right?
That's right. And we used to have culture night. That would be once or twice a year. A lot of activity. We notice a lot of folks love to walk nearby neighborhoods. It's walking distance to a lot of shops and grocery nearby as well. That's actually a plus living in Evergreen.
Perfect. Yeah, we see a lot of walkers, a lot of people with pets, a lot of hikers and bikers in Almaden Valley, bike lanes on almost every street. So there's a lot of people out and about enjoying the outdoor weather for sure.
Very similar in Evergreen, yes.
Perfect. Yeah. And Almaden, you mentioned a little bit about shopping. We've got 4 big shopping centers actually in 95120, but just on the outside of Almaden Valley is Blossom Hill Road, which is full of even more shopping centers with Whole Foods and Costco and Trader Joe's and the local shopping mall, also all very convenient and close by.
Similar. I mean, the best things about Evergreen nearby is pretty much Costco Business Center. They just opened that last year.
Oh,
it is very convenient. It's just about 10 minutes away, just 10 minutes drive from Evergreen. And then nearby within Evergreen, we do have about 3 to 4 different shops. It has Walmart, neighborhood supermarket, Lucky, Safeway, even Sprout. New Season organic supermarket as well.
Good. So lots of good options in both neighborhoods for the shopping. Now, one of the things that I personally love living in Almaden Valley is that the hills are green all year long. And that's because we have oak tree covered hills. So they're not the rolling grassy hills of California. We're actually oak tree covered, keeping them green all year round. And behind those oak trees are a lot of county parks for hiking. We have Quicksilver County Park, Calero County Park, and then 12 city parks throughout Almaden Valley to really enjoy playgrounds and getting outside. How about Evergreen?
So Evergreen used to be an orchard place. It's like an orchard and a vineyard place. And that's why we have more newer homes than most area in San Jose. So you do see a lot of greens, not throughout the year, but most of the year. And at the same time, it's walkable to various neighborhoods, to biking trail, to hiking trail, as well as to multiple man-made lakes, which is my kids used to like go and do duck hunting at 8 p.m. It is a family-oriented place in Evergreen. And I've been living there over 20 years and I just love it. So
Perfect.
definitely.
Yeah, great. Well, in Almaden, there's also so many great activities, lots of cabana clubs. I've done a video on there's 6 cabana clubs and swim teams here in Almaden Valley. Lots of sports leagues. So if you love to be active, there's so many different opportunities, tennis leagues, biking clubs, lots of different activities. And it sounds like in Evergreen, you've got some good options too.
Definitely. Yes. And I do get a lot of questions between Almaden and Evergreen throughout the 2 decades that I've been doing in in real estate. Very similar in pretty much almost all area that we talk about. I think, like I mentioned just earlier, that the only difference that I see in Evergreen is that the entry level for a single family home is a bit lower than Almaden. That would probably be the only difference.
Can you tell us a little bit about maybe one of those entry level homes, how big they are,
you can get like maybe 1,200 square feet for a single family home for 1.2 million.
Okay. Yeah. So like we talked about $1,000 a square foot for the smaller properties. Yep.
Correct. I think that's probably the only difference. But overall, I mean, either Evergreen or Almaden are still great choices. It is a place, Evergreen specifically, that folks, feel like once the home, it's like they come back to paradise. It's extremely quiet. It's safe, it's quiet, and it's family oriented, and you don't hear all the traffic noises. And I think it's definitely worth a try to visit Evergreen. Definitely.
Perfect. Yeah. So really it's going to depend on your personality, the size of home you need, what's going to be the right fit for you. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on the number on the screen or information below. And we'd love to help guide you to the right neighborhood. If you'd like to look in Evergreen, we definitely will connect you with Twee so we can have an expert there looking with you for a home. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks, Twee.
Thanks, Theresa.
All right. Bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
When you get serious about finding the next home, even if it's 3 to 6 months away, I recommend a buyer consultation. People often ask me tips and tricks for navigating the home buying process, and this buyer consultation meeting is focused on planning and educating you with insider tips. We enjoy putting the best plan together with you to create the best outcome. When we meet, these are things you can expect, things that my best clients say they really appreciated. First off, insider tips for the loan process and our list of favorite lenders, discussion of your purchase power and budget so you understand how banks determine loan amounts. Third, help you build your ideal property profile with your budget in mind, and also talk through the best tools to use and how to avoid common mistakes. And really valuable is we help you make a strategic plan and timeline to meet your goals. We'll also discuss different neighborhoods and cities and address your questions in this meeting. If these insider tips are what you're looking for, schedule a free buyer consultation with us, either in person or on Zoom. Check out the link below.